Morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke. This morning is actually Ahn Shi Il, and today we have a combination of a special message testimony and Rev Santosh presenting. So thank you all for coming on this Friday, the 7th of November 2025, or the 18th of September in the 13th year of Chongal. So thank you all, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Chanji Champunenge Kambe. Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가전맨세 유육 천일국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 손을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 6. Our family, the owner of Chongal, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the heavenly parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love.
Thank you. Please join me in opening prayer. I'd like to read again Father's message titled, Please Let Us Become Children Who Fulfill Completely the Responsibility of the Providence of Restoration that he gave on the 5th of April 1970. Today, when we look at the world of Satan, we come to know the truth that in order to search for a second beginning, your love has been accompanying us deeply throughout the course of history and now in this age. We earnestly hope and desire that you will allow us to become your sons and daughters who are able to be grateful for this. As for our going the absolutely necessary course in front of us, which we must go now, we must go the path of the individual able, and we must go the course of the family, tribe, people, nation, and world level ables. Please let us realize that until we have gone the whole way on this path, we will become busier and busier. Please go together with us along this path we are going while being so busy that we have no time to eat even though we want to, and we have no time to sleep even though we want to. We know the fact that you can look at us and finally take a rest when not only we but also the Cain world we have saved return to you. Heavenly Parent, please allow us to become people who fulfill this kind of responsibility completely, who make efforts and offer all our devotion without any lack, while indemnifying your indignation. Heavenly Parent, requesting you to please be together with us personally in everything. We have humbly prayed in the name of true parents. Archie. Thank you, and let's watch this special message.
하나 감사합니다.
First of all, I sincerely thank Heavenly Parents and True Parents for allowing me the opportunity to stand here today. My name is Kim Hee-young, and I'm currently a member of the 3rd class of the Spiritual Academy. Today, I'd like to share the love of Heavenly Parent and True Parents I have felt during more than a year of Academy activity, along with my determination and resolve. I was born into a pastor's family and grew up as a second-generation member living what seemed to be an ordinary life of faith. However, over time, I began to feel that in our community, rules and regulations were often placed above heart. Questions and doubts grew inside me, turning into dissatisfaction and eventually into distrust toward the church. For nearly 6 years while working as a nurse, I rarely attended service. Although I wanted to live a happy life more than anyone else, my life in society, distant from the principle, only took me further from true happiness. Even as I worked hard and achieved much as a nurse, a deep loneliness remained in my heart. Each day, I tried to fill that emptiness with alcohol. But both mind and soul, mind and body, became increasingly exhausted, and there were days when I thought of even giving up my own life. The turning point came with the birth of my niece, not through anyone's persuasion, but through that small new life. Seeing my younger sister's blessed family, the way she and her husband cared for each other and loved for each other, and the child born from that love, I began to think about faith and the blessing I had once given up on. However, returning to the church was not easy. Because my roots of faith had not grown deep, I wavered and often stumbled repeatedly. Seeing this, my parents encouraged me to attend the 8th spirituality workshop, and I agreed. To be honest, that period was extremely difficult and painful. The more I faced my past, the years of rejecting and distrusting true parents, the more sorrow and guilt I felt. Yet, even then, I came to realize the unfailing love of Heavenly Parent and true parents who never gave up on me until the very end. Learning about Heavenly Parents' dream, the life course of true parents, and especially the sacrificial path of true mother, I can no longer turn away. For the first time, I could truly feel that true parents are my parents, who love even someone like me. By the end of the workshop, one word remained in my heart: sacrifice. Realizing that true mother has lived her entire life in sacrifice and endurance, I made a new determination to start again from the lowest and most difficult place for her sake. That is why, as a third-term Chonshim Academy member, I decided to join the devotion team. I often ask myself, what does devotion truly mean? Sometimes, because the results of devotion are not immediately visible, I would cling to heaven and ask. Each time, the answer I felt in my heart was, "Do not be afraid, I am with you," the voice of true Father. Through my many spiritual experiences, I came to feel and realize deeply that when we offer devotion at Chonshimon, True Father personally works and is always with us. Above all, I learned how truly important devotion is. Looking back on the 9 months I spent offering devotion solely for True Mother, I realized that those moments became a pillar of strength that allowed me to overcome countless challenges during my academy life. Though I still feel inadequate, heaven accepted even my small devotion and guided me to serve as a training director for the 15th and 16th spirituality workshop. While serving as a training director, I often stumbled over my own shortcomings, fought against my fallen nature, and felt helpless for not being able to do more for the trainees. As the number of sick trainees increased and spiritual phenomena appeared, I could do nothing but watch. I ask myself every day, what can I do for each trainee? What can I possibly offer them? Because of my constant anxiety, I could only cling onto heaven. Then I realized that I had been thinking in a self-centered way, worrying about what I could do, as if it all depended on me. After that realization, whenever I met or spoke with a trainee, I prayed earnestly. I prayed earnestly that Heavenly Parent and true parents would work through my body, and it wasn't me alone. There were times when I stayed awake for 24 hours straight, accompanying a spiritually struggling trainee day and night. I wasn't alone. Many training staff members joined hearts together, giving Ahn Shi Il with a sincere desire for each trainee to receive even a small taste of love of parents. We offered bowing devotion and Hundokhae devotion every day, and sometimes when a trainee had nightmares or couldn't sleep, we stayed by their side all night. Through those experiences, I could feel how much heaven truly loves each trainee. I also came to understand the hearts not only of the trainees, but also of the spirits within them. The love I felt for the trainees was not my own. It was the absolute, infinite parental love of Heavenly Parent felt through my body. At the same time, the loneliness I long felt toward my own parents was deeply comforted as I experienced firsthand the heart of Heavenly Parent who loves each child endlessly. Once I had distrusted and turned away from Heavenly Parent and true parents, but within just a year, I found myself walking this path, ready to risk my life for them. Though I am still far from perfect, and it may take a long time to become the daughter whom Heavenly Parent and true parents desire. I could return to their embrace because they never gave up hope on me. With all my heart, I sincerely thank Heavenly Parent and true parents who have guided me to this point with boundless love. As I begin as the training director of the 17th Spirituality Workshop, I will offer devotion from a humble position and become a daughter who can share the love of parents' love widely with others. Thank you so much.
마음을 키우고 거저가니 우리 뒤를 돌아보지 말고 어서 달리자 그대와 함께 앞만 보고 끝없이 달려가자 우리 어머니 가실 길을 함께 가는 거야 그러나 내가 보이지 않아도 어머니 마음에 내가 영원히 남겨지겠지
참 어머님께서는 진실은 반드시 밝혀질 것이라고 하셨습니다.
True Mother said that the truth will be revealed.
어머님의 말씀을 믿고
We as children will have faith in her word and we will advance endlessly.
하늘의 사랑은 저 멀리 저 끝까지 영원히 시간을 넘어가며 그 힘을 키우고 내일이 될 테니 과거에 연연하지 말고 어서 달리자 그대와 함께 앞만 보고 끝없이 달려가자 우리 어머니 가신 길을 함께 가는 거야 그러나 내가 보이지 않아도 어머니 마음에 내가 영원히 남겨지겠지
어머니 끝없는 그대 사랑 나의 마음을 설레게 하네 영원히 사랑하기 때문에
앞만 보고 끝없이 달려가자 우리 어머니 가신 길을 함께 가는 거야 그러나 그대가 하시는 건 우리도 함께하는 하나 되니 영원히 앞만 보고 끝없이 달려가자 우리 어머니 가신 길을 함께 가는 거야 그러나 그대가 하시는 건 우리도 함께하는 하나 되니 영원히
가령 원래 바로
Yes, so, and let's welcome Reverend Santos as he shares.
Good morning, dear brothers and sisters. The term sacrifice was highlighted during that testimony that touched the heart of the sister giving the testimony, who has a background of nurse, and then she went through different stages or different circumstances in her life, and later she realized and she came back to be in this training, spiritual training. I think sacrifice, living for the sake of others, is a really core thing that will change people's perspective. So here in Sydney, we are regularly doing witnessing centering on exhibition. I would like to request brothers and sisters in Sydney, if you are available every Thursday and Saturday from 2 to 5 o'clock, let us meet at Peace Embassy. and let us do witnessing, and let us create some kind of spiritual environment, and let us really comfort our beloved true mother. Yesterday, message by Hadebe, I was really inspired to listen to perspective of him. One is to be positive at this time of crisis, and to keep spiritually advanced at this time of crisis. These two things were really highlighted, and I believe through witnessing we can have a positive mindset, and we can keep the spiritual standard. Thank you very much. So for me, every time when I come to nearby October, the last of the October, then one topic comes in my mind, because October 28 and 29 in 1999, I joined 2 days workshop, and then during that 2 days workshop, the topic in the divine principle I liked most was resurrection. So every time during this period of the month, of this period of the time in the year, I always go back to read that topic, resurrection in divine principle. Therefore, I decided to do Hunduk from resurrection. So this is only the red part of the resurrection in the divine principle. So let me read it. Resurrection. If we are to believe literally the prophecies of Scripture, we should accept that Jesus comes again. The saints will come back to life in the flesh. Their bodies, buried in the earth and completely decomposed, will be reconstituted to their original state. Given the modern state of our knowledge, they do not make rational sense. This brings great confusion to the Christian faith. Therefore, it is important that we elucidate the true meaning of resurrection. Section 1, resurrection. Resurrection means to come back to life. To come back to life implies that we have been dead. To fathom the meaning of resurrection, we must clarify the biblical concept of life and death. The biblical concept of life and death. When a follower asked Jesus if he could go home to bury his deceased father, Jesus said, "Leave the dead to bury their own deads." From these words of Jesus, it is clear that the Bible contains two different concepts of life and death. The first concept of life and death concerns physical life. Here, death means the end of the physical life. As was the case of the disciples' deceased father who was to be buried. Life, in that sense, means the state in which the physical self maintains its physiological function. The second concept of life and death concerns those who live, those living people who had gathered to bury the deceased man, those who Jesus called the dead. This second concept of death does not refer to the expiration of the physical life. It means leaving the bosom of God's love and falling under the dominion of Satan. The corresponding concept of life refers to the state of living in accordance with the God's will, within the dominion of God's infinite love. The death caused by the human fall. We have learned that there are two different biblical concepts of death, which of two refer to the death brought about by the fall of the first human ancestors. God created human beings to grow old and return to dust. According to the principle of creation, the flesh is the clothing of the spirit, just as one discards worn out clothes. The flesh is to be discarded when it has grown old and weak. The only unclothed spirit self then enters the spirit world and lives there eternally. We can conclude that the death caused by the fall does not mean the end of the physical life, but rather the descents from the good dominion of God into the evil dominion of Satan. The meaning of resurrection. Resurrection may be defined as the process of being restored from death caused by fall to life, from the realm of Satan's dominion to the realm of God's direct dominion, through the providence of restoration. Accordingly, whenever we repent of our sin and rise to a higher state of goodness, we are resurrected to that degree. What change does resurrection cause in human being? According to the God's word, Adam and Eve died when they ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Nevertheless, no significant external change took place in them. At most, there were momentary change in their conscience due to the anxiety and the fear they felt over having fallen. Likewise, no significant external change should be expected to take place in fallen people when they are resurrected to the state prior to the fall. The change a person experienced when he resurrected and enters the governments of God's governments of God take place in his heart and spirit. These internal changes also purify his body, transforming it from a haunt of Satan into a temple of God. The providence of resurrection. How does God carry out his work of resurrection? Resurrection means the process through which a fallen person is restored to the original state as intended by God. The providence of resurrection thus means the providence for restoration. Since the providence of restoration is God's work of recreation, resurrection is also a work of recreation. Thus, the providence of recreation is carried out in accordance with the principle of creation in the following manner. First, the merit of age is in the providence of restoration. The merit of the age has increased in proportion to the foundation of heart laid by prophets, sages, and righteous people who came before us. Therefore, resurrection is carried out based on the merit of age. Second, according to the principle of creation, in conducting the providence of resurrection, God's responsibility is to give us his word and guidance, and our responsibility is to believe and practice in order to fulfill the providence. Third, according to the principle of creation, the resurrection of a spirit can be achieved only through earthly life. Fourth, according to the principle of creation, the providence of resurrection for the fallen people is also to be completed through three order stages, manifested as three ages in the providence of restoration. The providence of restoration of people on earth, the providence to lay the foundation of resurrection. The 2000 years from Adam to Abraham resulted in the establishment of the foundation upon which God could began his providence of resurrection in the following age. For this reason, we may call this period the age of the providence to lay the foundation of resurrection. The providence of formation stage resurrection. During the 2000 years of Abraham to Jesus, God worked to raise the people to the formation stage of resurrection. Hence, this era may be called the age of providence of formation stage resurrection. This era has been called the age of justification by works. The people of this era who practiced the law in their daily life were resurrected in the spirit to the formation stage and became the spirit. The providence of growth stage resurrection. Due to the crucifixion of Jesus, resurrection was left incomplete, and its completion has been delayed until the time of his return. The 2000 years since then have been a time of prolongation, during which God has worked the providence of resurrect people to the growth stage through spiritual salvation. Hence, this era may be called the age of providence of growth stage resurrection. Therefore, this era has been called the age of justification by faith. while on earth, enter and abide in paradise, the life spirit level of the spirit world. The providence of complete stage resurrection. The era when people are to be resurrected both spiritually and physically through the returning Christ and complete the providence of resurrection is called the age of providence of completion stage resurrection. Christ at the second advent bring the new truth. This era is called the age of justification by attendance. When they shed their physical bodies, as spirits they will enter and abide in the kingdom of heaven in heaven, which is the divine spirit level of the spirit world. The providence of resurrection for spirits. The spirits of people who died before they could reach perfection during their earthly life can be resurrected only by returning to earth and completing their unaccomplished responsibility through cooperation with earthly people. By assisting people of faith living on the earth to fulfill their mission, the spirits may complete their mission at the same time. The returning resurrection of the spirits of the Israelites and Christians, the growth stage returning resurrection. Spirits of those who kept the Mosaic law and worship God sincerely while living on earth during the Old Testament age came to abide at the form spirit level of the spirit world. After the advent of Jesus, these spirits all returned to earth and assisted faithful people on earth to accomplish the will of God. By thus helping the people to attain the level of life spirit, they too receive same benefit, namely, they became life spirit and enter paradise. We call this dispensation growth stage returning resurrection. Completion stage returning resurrection. The spirit of people who believed in Jesus while they lived on earth during the New Testament age became life spirit and entered paradise after death. After the second advent, these spirits will all return to earth to help faithful people believe in and attain the returning Christ. By thus helping people on the earth to attain the level of divine spirit, they too will receive the same benefit and become divine spirits. When the earthly saints pass over to the next world and enter the kingdom of heaven in heaven, the returning spirit will also enter the kingdom. This dispensation is called complete stage returning resurrection. The returning resurrection of spirits who abide outside paradise. First, let us examine the returning resurrection of spirits who believed in the religions other than Christianity during their lifetime. A spirit who returns to the earth of this earth for his resurrection seeks a counterpart among the earthly people of the religion in which he believed during his earthly life. A spirit descends to the person of his choice and guides him. When he helps that person fulfill the purpose of the providence of restoration, they both receive the same benefit. Second, let us examine the returning resurrection of a spirit who lived a conscientious life even though they did not believe in a religion. This good spirit descends to good people on earth and cooperate with them in order to help them fulfill the purpose of fulfill the God's providence of restoration. In this process, the spirit receive the same benefit as the people they have helped. Third, let us examine the returning resurrection of evil spirits. The work of evil spirits do not always bear fruit and result in their receiving the benefit of returning resurrection. To receive such benefit, their works must have the effect of pushing earthly people to help them make condition to indemnify their failures, which have frustrated God's past effort to cleanse them for their sin. A spirit who could not complete their mission during their earthly life must return to people on earth who share the same type of mission as they had during their lifetime. When a spirit assists an earthly person to fulfill God's will, the person will fulfill not only his own mission but also the mission of the Spirit who has helped him. Hence, from the standpoint of mission, the physical self of the person who concurrently serves as the physical self of the Spirit. In a sense, he is the second coming of the Spirit. Hence, he may sometimes be called by the Spirit's name and appear to be the reincarnation of that Spirit. Unification of religion through returning resurrection. The unification of Christianity through returning resurrection. All the spirits will descend from paradise in that day and assist the believers on the earth. Sooner or later, each believer will be guided by the Spirit for paradise to go before Christ at the second advent and devote their lives for the sake of God's will. For this reason, Christianity is destined to be united. The unification of all other religions through returning resurrection. At the second coming of Christ, all spirits who believe in religion other than Christianity during their lifetime will, like the spirit in paradise, also return to earth to be resurrected. Even though the timing of their return will vary depending upon their spiritual position, these spirits must guide the earthly believers in their respective religion to Christ at the second advent and assist them to believe in Him and attend Him in His work to fulfill God's will. Finally, the unification of non-religious people through returning resurrection. Spirits who in their lifetime led a consistent life but did not believe in any religion will also return to earth at the granted time to receive the benefit of the returning resurrection. They will guide conscientious people, earthly people, to seek out Christ at the second advent, attend Him and assist Him in fulfilling God's will. Thank you very much. This is the reading for today that I prepared just based on my inspiration to read about resurrection because this chapter was always my favorite chapter in Divine Principle, is always the favorite chapter in Divine Principle. And when I was attending the 2 days workshop, I had some kind of feeling or some kind of inspiration to continue, maybe for the sake of resurrecting someone who never believed in the religion when they were, I thought that I got support, from those kind of spirits. Yeah, that's the simple feeling. Thank you very much. Back to Reverend John.
Thank you, Reverend Santosh, for sharing and highlighting the resurrection and rebirth that we need to help facilitate with the people that we meet. Really, this time that we have, I gained a lot of hope the other day when the prophet Samuel Radebe called us to take on the attitude of fire, and that he said that absolutely our mother will be released soon, and he highlighted that it was going to be 2026. And then he also indicated that in the African calendar it already is 2026. So I gained a lot of energy from that, and I know that that's what we need to give our mother, that she can gain that support through our positive energy. And then everything seemed to have gone well with the operation, and we hope that that this can enable her to be released soon, and for us to continue doing our best in witnessing and as Reverend Santos said, in Sydney we have the exhibition, and they are doing that at the moment. I'm in Melbourne because this weekend we will have the Melbourne Chombo event, and Dr. Kim and Rev Mutaka have arrived here in Melbourne just last night, and so we're getting all the preparations necessary because they're the two aspects that we need to utilize at this time, and that is having the spiritual support through the visual prayer that we do collectively, and the witnessing, which is the expansion of the truth, enabling people to really understand the essence of our true parents and receive the blessing. So it's all the process of resurrection and rebirth, and up to us to do our best. So thank you for your message this morning, and open it up to anyone else who'd like to make a comment or a reflection or share something. Go ahead.
Yes, there is an interesting news that I heard this morning in Japan. There's an ex-leader of our church in Japan who was twice leaders in our Family Foundation for Peace. He's running for mayor in the prefecture of Kenisawa in Japan. So that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. That's Tukuno. What is his first name? Tukuno-san. The first name, I think just last year he stepped down from the public position.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's running. I also saw that news that he's running as the mayor.
Yeah, he's going to, I think, next year, May or I think April, Tokuno H. 그래서.
Yes, Swami wrote Mr. Eiji Tokuno. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Swami.
Good morning. No, I just Revan Yamada knows. Revan Tokuno was my center figure before I left America. He was so crazy to witness. And I remember I was in the north, Tohoku area in Japan, and we have about 50 or 60 people, including about almost 10 full-time members. And only Mr. Tokuno and I had driver license. Other people they couldn't drive a car. So when witness, I remember he woke me up about 3 a.m. in the morning. He knocked door in the sister's room. Wake up, go to visit this person in the middle of the morning. And said, what? And that time, I think I mentioned before, whole CAP center, everyone doing the cold shower condition, like at least 40 or 50 or something. Someone did more. But anyway, so he was so crazy to do witness. So that's what I remember. Knocked door at 3 a.m. in the morning. I know I do Chonshon prayer now at 2 to 5 a.m. but New Zealand time. So, but only I remember he was so crazy, and everyone did this condition so much, and he was like totally. He'll be 71 this year, December. He's really focused to everything. That's also, yeah, Mr. Tokuno. I hope hearing something. He's really focused. Amazing person. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Margaret, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Reverend Santos, for the reading on resurrection. I always like resurrection too. Just wanted to share in preparation to come out to Palau, we attended 120 days workshop, and at the end of that workshop, we were invited to East Garden to be with the true parents. And one leader was sharing about the success of the workshop in Africa. And he began with a statement that it went very well, and all the preparation and indemnity were paid or something like that. And True Father interrupted his report, and he said, "What indemnity? Did you pay the indemnity?" And I remember when I heard that, it really made me think. In witnessing, to always be humble for people's foundations and their ancestors, not to think that because of me, this person is coming to God, but because they have merits of their own ancestry. So I just wanted to share that Father was very clear about that. Just because you can be a good lecturer and you can lecture, it doesn't mean that you pay the indemnity for these people to come. That people stand on their own merits. So that was a good lesson to learn. Thank you.
Yeah, very true. Thank you, Margaret. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yes, Reverend Stone, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a great reading today to think about and to revise, because the time of the second coming, which is right now, is a time of returning resurrection. And we're talking about, as the reading said, not only the resurrection of conscientious or previously religious and Christian, but also evil spirits, And now we have the Chombel this weekend in Melbourne, and we have witnessing. So working with the spirit world is absolutely critical. Understanding what's happening, within ourselves and also within others, and being able to utilize these, principles is really critical. So thank you, Reverend Santosh. That's good reading this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think it's time now for us to offer our unison prayer. I'll just bring up the screen. Okay, let's pray together. Thank you. June. 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 Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Reverend Santosh, for sharing. And I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again tomorrow. So thank you. Okay.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Bye.
Mm.